Hello, my spooky friends. I'm so excited to start today for our hashtag Halloween 2025. I am blown away. I asked some of my craftiest friends to join me on this 3-day adventure, and I told them they can do 1 day, 2 day, or all 3 days. And they all said yes, and I was so excited. As you can see from the short that I posted on my YouTube and on Instagram, these are all my friends that are going to be participating in this in one way or another, and they are just going to make whatever their spooky little hearts want them to make. Okay, so here's a picture of everybody that's going to be participating, and I will list all their channels in the description box below. Okay, and I'm sure they will have the same on their channels. So that is that. And then I wanted to show you also, I will be working with some kits that I found recently through Bontic Vintage Designs on Etsy. Anton, it's his shop, and I am using his Vintage Halloween. I might be using his Halloween frame kit and his neon Halloween kit. They're very different. They're very rich in color, and I just love the images. I'm also going to be using for this project that I'm going to show you the Halloween collage word sheet from redleadpaperworks.com. I will have all this listed below as well. This is one of Anton's, one of his many pages that are in his kits, and they are really, really nice, really gorgeous in colors and images. I'm very excited to work with them. So once again, I will put this all in the description box as well. So thank you so much for joining us today. I hope we can inspire you to just maybe just pull out a little bit of something and make yourself a little spooky something to celebrate halfway to Halloween. And so I'm going to show you a project that's going to use Anton's Vintage Halloween kit. We are going to start. So let's just start. The first thing you're going to need is just a 12 by 12 piece of black cardstock. And that's what I have here, 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. I cut it in half horizontally, so we have two pieces that are 6 by 12, okay? The only other piece I need is a 6 by like 3/4 inch that I folded in half to make like a connector piece. We're going to connect these, and we're going to make a double-sided accordion collage board with the images, and I'll show you that in a minute. So real simple. All you need is the kit. I will tell you how to print that out. And one 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. Now, if you want to make it smaller, you can kind of make them whatever size you want, but I am going to show you the size that I made. I've got my glue scissors, my black soot ink. I've got the wonderful laser cuts from Amy at Crafty Cat that I'm going to be using. That's always a staple in my Halloween makes. So let's get started. So you're going to cut that in half, and then we're going to accordion fold it. Since it's 12, you're going to have 4, 4, 4. So you're going to fold it on the 4 and fold it on the 4. So you have two pieces that look like this. You're just going to fold them up. But we're going to connect them, and that's where this connector piece comes in. Okay, so let me just move that. I just want it to be one continuous piece because you can make it smaller, but I picked images that I wanted to use, and I'm going to show you how it's going to work. So we just want to connect these pieces. So I'm just going to use my glue. It's real simple. You don't even need a lot of things, you know, just a few little doodads to decorate, and you'll see what I mean. So I hope everybody's doing well. I am just so excited to do this project. I'm so excited to see what the other girls are doing, and really I'm just so happy that they're joining, and they all make great Halloween things. They do. They really are going to embrace this and do this, and I'm just so excited. So I glued this one on top of here, and then I'm going to put glue here and glue it on this one here. And you won't even see it once we glue the papers on. So I am just going to turn this over here and put glue on this side. And that's just going to be the connector to make this a nice long accordion fold collage type thing that we're making. So I'm just going to turn that over, press that down, and I'm going to put this here now, like that. And just, we're going to let that dry for a second. Let it catch here. All right. So then, once we do that, we can give it a fold. Whoops, see, now I didn't wait for it to dry. So hold on one second here. I'm too excited here. Too excited for sure. Okay, so let me get that. Probably a good idea to do this. Give it a good fold like here. Okay. All right, so let's see how that goes. Okay, like that. That's how we're going to do it. So then once that sticks down, you're going to have this. Okay, you're going to have it like a W and a V. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 sides. Okay, and we're going to work on it like this. Okay, so we're going to have it start like that. All right, so now I want to show you what I'm using. Let me cap my glue up here so it doesn't dry out. Just gonna put my scissors on here. Okay, the kit I am using is Bontic Vintage Design on Etsy, his Anton's Vintage Halloween. I want to show you these images. These are just some of the images I picked for the pages. There are others, and they are beautiful. You've got to check out Anton's kits. So these are the images that I picked, and of course you can, pick whatever, whatever you have, whatever you want. You might not like the ones I pick, but these are the ones here. So I picked 12. Move them out here. I picked 12. I printed, and that's going to fit 4 by 6. So I printed 2 to a page, size 4 by 6, to make them fit on the black cardstock. So if you wanted to make yours different, excuse me, different size, then you would, print it accordingly. So we are making a 4 by 6. So I printed each, these are separate pages, or in the kit they have double pages, but you have the option of printing each one separately, which is what I did. And I printed each image 2 to a page, size 4 by 6, okay? So I had to just trim a smidge off, just like a hair off, to make sure it fit on the cardstock, because you print 4 by 6, you cut it 4 by 6, but somehow the prints are just somewhat off. So just pick your images, print them 2 to a page, 4 by 6, to make this project that we're making. I'm gonna go, I picked them and I'm gonna put them in an order right now. So once you print them, you're gonna kind of, trim it to make sure it fits. Only one set, trim and make sure it fits, okay? So I'm gonna pick this one for the front cover because I love her. And then I'm gonna pick the cauldron. And then I'm gonna pick this moon. And then I'm gonna pick the house. And then I'm gonna pick the cat. And then I'm gonna pick this scene here. And then I'm gonna pick, I love this ghost. Love that ghost. That is so cool. Pick the ghost. I'm gonna pick this one with the pumpkins here. I'm gonna pick the spider web next to go. I'm gonna pick this cute little ghost here. The cat with the moon, and then the back of the witch will be last. So this is the order that I'm gonna work in, but you can do what you like, okay? The other set, I fussy cut because we're gonna build up. We're gonna make like a layer, and it gives it interest, okay? And I have already made one of these, so I know what it's gonna look like. So I'll tell you, we're gonna go page by page and see what we get done. So the first page is gonna be here, okay? So we're gonna do this as the first page here. So I'm just gonna open that up. The first thing we wanna do, once we have these all trimmed, one set, we're gonna glue them on. So let's do that first. And the option is to ink, if you want to ink. I am going to ink because I just don't want any of the white edge showing. So I am going to ink my pages, and we're going to glue them. I'm excited. This is just a fun project. It's not, you know, this project is kind of, you know, even if you're not totally into Halloween, but you like a little decoration, or you want to, you know, just play and make some nice type of, you know, just a little something, this would be a good project. And that's why I picked this one for now, because you know, I just thought it would be a good project for somebody who, oh yeah, you know, Halloween is fun, but I don't really get into it. But I think this is perfect. I love the colors. I love the peachy pinks and the blacks and the grays. But the images too are what really got to me. I love the images that he has in all his kits, actually. Anton has a beautiful fall kit. Well, all his kits, but if you look, he does have quite a few kits. And his autumn, like, I can't wait to work with one of them. He has a beautiful autumn kit as well. So definitely check his shop out. And it just fits. Sometimes you have a little bit of a black border, sometimes you don't. So we're just gonna enjoy this process and take our time. And then I have, well, I want to do this project here, and I definitely want to work with Anton's neon kit, so I'm going to show you a project with that as well. We'll see what we can get done. But the fussy cutting is not so bad, so I guess I should tell you too what to fussy cut. But I could probably do that page by page. But let's first we need to get these all glued on and in our little accordion type thing here. See, it fits just right. And I think inking the edges is a good idea. I do. Okay. And then the next one I'm going to do is this moon right here. I guess I could have inked them all ahead of time, but it doesn't take too long. And this is fun if you especially have maybe some spooky music going on, or a spooky YouTube channel. You know, there's quite a few of those screensavers with spooky music, or fireplaces going, crackling, and a little bit of booing going on, little howling going on. You know, I am celebrating halfway to Halloween here. And I don't know what else I'm going to do as far as just celebrating, but if I do get a chance to do any other kind of things, I might be posting that on my Instagram. to show you how I'm celebrating halfway to Halloween. And come June, I think, well, I need to start working on things. See, now I'm opening it up here like that. The next one is this cool. Look at how cute this is. Now, it's not spooky, but I love it. I absolutely love this image of this house. What a fantastic job. Wait till you see the neon. Take a look in the shop. Wait till you see the neon kit. Oh my gosh, I haven't worked with something neon. And, well, then you saw, if you saw the Let's Create Collage, my last collage, I did use his neon kit, the scraps, to make that background for the witches. Oh, that was, yeah, it's really, really cool. Something different. Oops. Something different for sure. You know, that I think there's only 190-ish days till till Halloween, and it goes by. You know, when the holidays come, if you love them like that, they go by so fast. They really, really do. So every year I say I'm going to start earlier, and then I kind of don't, but once again, I'm going to try again. I'm going to give it a try. I can see I'm a little long over here. I might not have lined it up good, but I don't think it's going to cause a problem at all. Not a problem. Okay, the next one here I'm going to do is, I'm going to do this cat. Look at how cute that cat is. So today I'm filming this actually on Friday, and it's a dark, dreary, rainy day, which is perfect to do this. I'm so happy, so in my element right now. Yeah, I was very excited to do this, so, and very happy that all my friends said yes to do this. So I can't wait to see what they're doing. I know they're not all doing all 3 days, but you'll just have to check out all the channels to see what they're going to be up to. I don't even know. I just said have fun, do whatever strikes your fancy, and I know they're not going to disappoint any of us. So see, it's pretty easy so far. And then the next one here on the end is going to be this one here. I should have some spooky music playing. Okay. I'm still thinking about my next project after we celebrate Halloween. I don't know if it'll be another journal. It might be a different, smaller kind of project, just to take a little break from a journal, maybe like a folio or something, or an envelope deal. We love working with envelopes, don't we? And we all have them, so might be an envelope thing I might be doing. We'll see. Okay, so we have, this is the whole front here of the first side, okay? All right, so now we're going to turn it over this way, like that. Okay, so now on this side, the first one here is our ghost. So cute, love him. Love this ghost. I mean, depending on how you look at him, he could be cutesy, or he could be not so cutesy. But he's a nice looking ghost. I love that image, because you could, you know, it looks like gauzy looking. I love how Anton was able to do that. Yeah, so I'm still reading my Vampire Knitting Club. You know, I'm a little slower reader. That's okay. But I'm loving the books. I am loving them. I'm a little past halfway through. I think there's like 15 or 16 books in the series, and I absolutely love it. I'm enjoying it so much. Okay, the next page is this one here. So that's really been fun. It's like a murder mystery, but it's got vampires and witches in it, but it's not gross or anything. It's actually very entertaining. So I'm really enjoying that. And that's the author Nancy Warren. And she even has a series, like, you know, like the Great British Bake Off series on TV, where the people are baking, you know, and she has one with witches. A Bake Off or whatever with witches. That's another series of books she has. I'll probably be reading those next. So how fun is that, right? Okay, let's get that down here. Okay. That's going on real nice. Love it. Next is going to be the spider web page. If you hear noise, it's garbage day today, so that's the garbage trucks out there. Yeah, I've got to watch, I was watching Hotel Transylvania. That's fun. I think there's 3 of them. Those crack me up. I enjoy those so much. I think they can get them on, I don't know what channel they were on. Freeform, maybe, Disney, I don't know. But if you have never seen them, they are just so fun. I really enjoy that. For a fun, you know, and of course Hocus Pocus is like the ultimate fave for me. But I do like a little spook. I like more of the paranormal, haunted house type thing. Oh, you know what I kind of watch? You know, I don't watch a lot of those ghost hunter kind of shows. Not too much, but you know, take it for what it is, right? But Ghost Adventures with, Zach, I forget his last name, but Ghost Adventures is a team of like 4 guys. They just started their new season, and they went to the house. This is the next one here. They went to the house that was used to make Poltergeist. Now, I have not seen, I guess there's the original and a 2 and a 3. I don't remember really seeing. I'm sure I saw the first one like years and years ago. I think it was like from 1972-ish or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but they went to the original home that was used to film because they said it was haunted. There was a lot of paranormal activity from when the people bought the house and that they were filming the movie there, because supposedly it was built, all those houses that are in there, it's like a regular subdivision of houses. It was built on Indian burial ground, and that's sacred. So I did not know the history too much of that movie, but they were saying in the beginning of his show, Ghost Adventures, of the new season, that a lot of bad things happened. This is the next page. A lot of bad things happened to the actors and some of the behind the scenes people. ever since they did that movie there. And I mean, believe what you want, right? Could be just things that happen in life, but they were showing and telling what had happened to a bunch of the people from the movie. Supposedly a new woman bought this house now. I don't know why she would buy it. I don't know. Why would you? I wouldn't. No, thank you. But they were saying that, now I don't know if you're familiar, but there was a scene where they purposely dug a hole in the backyard to put a pool. There is an in-ground pool at this house, but supposedly they dug the hole for the pool and did a scene in the dirt, like they just dug the hole for the pool. And they did the famous scene when the mom falls in. It's raining and the mom falls in. This is the last one here, and she's actually on the back of that one, just so you have the order. The scene where she falls in, it's raining and it's all mud because it's just a hole for the pool right now. And the skeletons, she comes up, tries to get out, and all these skeletons surface in the water, and she starts screaming and stuff, right? Well, I did not know, but supposedly the director wanted to use real skeletons. They did. They used real skeletons. Like, I don't know where they got them. I don't know how anything. They didn't say that, and I'm not wanting to know. But they did use real skeletons, and they were told by, some of the tribe people that are around. I forget what you call them. That's not a good idea. And I guess even some mediums said, oh, definitely not a good idea. They had a medium like on site, a lady that's still around. She was on the show and she was telling them to this Zach on his ghost adventures. All right, let me cap my glue up here. So, but they did it anyway. And a lot of strange things had been happening. So anyway, let's just, oops, sorry, closing my ink up here. So this is the front. This is our front. Now see, I went over, so I need to trim that a little bit. That's okay. I see some of the paper here that I just glued. Okay. All right, so there we go. All right, so this is the front here. Okay, and then we flip it over here, and here is the other side that we got, and it's all inked and glued, right? Okay, so she's the front, so we're gonna just start. Let's just kind of retrain it to do this into this. And then you might have to, like, just put something heavy on it to weigh it down a little. But, and if you have like some edges hanging over like I do, you can either trim it or just ink it. I'm not going to trim a hair. I'm not going to worry about that. Yeah. So far it looks pretty darn good. Pretty good. I'm happy with them. Just checking my edges here. Okay. Anyway, it's pretty, I take it with a grain of salt, right? But that kind of show it's just entertainment for me and kind of interesting, but entertainment wise, right? Okay, so here we are. Now, I'm going to show you what needs to be done after that. So we are going to build this accordion, double-sided accordion booklet, whatever you want to call it, and build up the images and add interest, because right now it's very cool looking, obviously, but it's going to be so much cooler looking. So I'm going to start with the witch and tell you what I did first. So the first thing I did for that, the first one is I wanted to think of which part of this I wanted to pop up, right? So the first thing I thought of, I wanted to do was her hat. So this is where the second prints come in. Remember I told you to print two to a page, 4 by 6, same print. So one we glued in here, and the other one we're using to cut the images out to build them up, okay? So I did cut her hat out. I'm going to do that. And definitely I suggest to ink the edges of your cutouts so you don't see the white edges, and they blend in really nice with the background. So cut your, and some of the cutting is a little like the bats. When you see the bats, they're a little harder to cut out a little, but really everything is very easy to cut out. So once I do that, I want to pop that up off her head. Now I have some black dimensional just sticky, see, they're just little pop dots type thing. These I've had from Stampin' Up. If you don't have anything like this, you can use double-sided foam tape. I think it comes in black too, but you can still even use the white. Or even better, you can buy yourself from the local craft store or Walmart or whatever, a sheet. You know how you can buy the fun foam, like kids cut things out and make visors and all that, just black fun foam. You can get yourself a huge sheet for like $1 or $2, and you can cut that up into any size you want and just glue that on. And that I've done that before when I didn't have these here. You know, you want something that's going to be dimensional. So I'm just going to start using what I have here, and I am going to kind of put some down. You don't have to use a ton, but I'm going to do what I can here. And then the edges I usually trim and try to get into these areas here. So there's like an edge here I can cut, and I'm going to do my best to kind of make sure I get those skinny edges. Not everything will have skinny edges like this, but I'm going to put this one here. But do what you can, because it will look good. Let's see if that's going to be skinny enough. And the point is, you just don't want to see it. I'm going to cut a small piece off here without losing it and fill in what I can here like that. And then I'm going to just use this piece here to get in here. And I'm not going to be that picky. I'm going to put that down, and now I'm going to pull off all these little pieces here. And these little pieces, I mean, as much as I try, they always seem to end up on the floor. I don't know about you, but I run my dustbuster like at least twice a day if I'm in my craft room crafting. Okay, so now I've got the hat. It's got the foam pops on there. I am going to, well, actually we're going to decorate her hat too, but we can do that after. When I put it on, I'm not going to put it exactly on. You can, but I think it looks better when you line it up exact, but then just go to one way, either a little to the left or a little to the right, so you kind of see the back a little. I think it gives it some interest when you just kind of off-center what you're putting on the top here. Okay, so there's that. Now, I don't know if you can tell how cool that looks being raised up like that. Can you see? But I wanted a decorator hat here. So I have this from the Dollar Tree. And so what I'm doing is I'm just going to cut off a piece of that and decorate her hat, because it's just not interesting enough yet. So I'm gonna cut a couple pieces off here, like that. I'm gonna pull this off. You could use ribbon, anything that you have. So I'm going to use this, and I'm gonna just decorate her hat here, kind of like that. And I don't mind that it goes over a little. I like it that way. That looks good too, right? So we got to give her some interest. But I still, remember I told you the sheet of the Halloween words are from Red Lead Paperworks. And you can buy this sheet of words. And I love them. I love the fonts. I love the words. So on her, I am using Bewitched. So I am just going to cut this out. I'm not worried about being straight. I don't mind if it's a little crooked. I'm just gonna cut and enjoy and get these words out like this. So I'm gonna do that. Get this word off of here. You can see I've already used them because they do repeat. So I have enough to use. And then I'm going to just ink it up a little bit. Like this. Okay. And I am going to pop this off, but I'm going to kind of give it some dimension. So I'm just kind of giving it a curl here a little bit. And I am going to use a couple of, I'm going to put one on this end, one on this end, because I don't need to glue it straight down. It's going to be, we want it to be as dimensional as we can get it. And I'm just going to kind of put this right about here. I'm going to put it on her hat, the first one. I'm going to let it curl a little, and I'm going to stick it there. And I love her. So there, we've got some dimension. We've got her hat. Now, you know, you might think of something else to do, but I'm loving her. I think she looks really, really good like that. Okay, turning to the next page here, we have the cauldron page, right? All right, cauldron page. Let me grab my things for cauldron page. I have them all cut. So what I cut was obviously the cauldron. I've got the cauldron, and I didn't cut that part out of the handle. Too much trouble. I don't need to. I did cut the moon. I did not cut the bats on this one, but you can. I have one of Amy's cats from her Cats, Bats, and Hats. And then I have a piece of green, tiny piece of green cardstock, because I like to color the eyes of the cats and the owls. It makes it look nice. So first thing I'm going to do is, oh, and I have some potion bottle stickers that I've had. I don't know where they came from. And then I have this one called Magic Potion. So I think I'm going to use those. But first, let's get some, let's see, I'm going to have the cat going this way, so I want to put his eyes on. I want to make him more interesting. So let's get some green on his eyes here. And hopefully you'll be able to see it. Can you see it? How it gives, you see that? Hopefully you can. So he's got green eyes now. Okay. All right. Trying to cover up my glue for a second here. Okay, so now I'm going to ink my image. This is just a fun, relaxing project to do while you're watching a little bit of a spooky movie if you want, or just listen to some spooky music. It's not, you know, not too involved, but it's going to be so cute. And you can have it on display, even on a table where you know, you can see it from both sides, or if you put it on something else, you can, you know, have one side and then the next day flip it to the other or whatever. Put it on your desk, your work desk where you're working. Okay, so now I'm going to pop dot the moon. So I'm going to get some of those here. And I think just a couple should do the trick. Like that. All right, so I'm going to just kind of line it up a smidge, but offset it. Like that. That looks good. I'm going to do the same with the cauldron. Words. All right. These are not cheap, and I've had them for a while now, so but I'm using them. But really, cost effectiveness would be definitely those the sheet of black fun foam from the your craft store. Comes in all different colors, but the black for to use for Halloween, to pop dot, you know, to make your own, just cut it in strips and squares and circles or whatever you need, is the way to go for sure. So I'm just going to offset it ever so slight, like that. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to see where I want to put my cat. I think he might look good there. I also want to put a potion bottle down there. Ooh, graveyard dust looks fun. Or beetle blood, or that one could be. I know I'll cover up that little pumpkin guy, but that's okay. Eyeballs, no. This tall one, I could do the tall one. Bat wings, it says. This one here. I like the worms in the jar too. I'm going to put should I put graveyard dust? Yeah, I'm going to use graveyard dust. Now this is a sticker already. So I am just going to put one pop dot. I'm just going to cut a piece of scrap here off of here, the edge. And I'm going to stick it to the cauldron, but I need to put a pop dot kind of in the bottom here to make it even. So that's what I'm gonna do. Sorry, little pumpkin, but that goes there. And then same with my cat. He's gonna get glued onto the cauldron, but I need his back end and tail to be stuck. So I need to do that. So get this on his back end, and then a piece to go on his tail, like that. Let me just make sure that's going to work. Yeah. Okay, so that'll work, and then I just need to put glue on his front end to stick to the cauldron. So get some glue here. Okay, let's get the kitty on. And I won't cover up that pumpkin. There. Okay, that's fun. I like that. And then the other thing I want to do is put magic potion. This was just some die cuts that I had. I don't even know where they were from. Just laying around. So I want to put like magic potion right there. So I think I'm going to put a pop dot here and then glue the other part onto the cauldron. So you can see it is a pretty easy project. It's not too involved, but involved enough to just have fun and enjoy, right? I like that. Okay, cute, huh? So far we have the witch. You see how it's coming together, how much interest, it's gonna look so interesting. I love this. I'm having so much fun. We're at 45 minutes, but I think we could do a little more. I'm not going to rush through the process. We are going to enjoy this process here. The next one is the moon. So for the moon, let me get out what I have here. Let me move this out of the way. I obviously cut the moon. Definitely, that's that's gonna go there. Also, I took this die cut of a witch that Amy comes from her one of her die cut kits that she has in her shop, and also one of her owls. And once again, I'm gonna put orange in the owl. So I just have this piece of scrap that we're gonna do there, and I am going to cut the word from the sheet, moonlight, because definitely moonlight. And like I said, I love how the fonts are all different. Some have a capital, some are small letters. They're just all different, as you can see, and I think that really adds interest. So we're going to use this word on that page there. Oops. Okay. I'm not going to worry that I cut that a little crooked, but that's okay. Let me just trim it up here. It's going to be fine. All right, so we have our pieces here. Okay, the first thing I want to do is give the owl some orange eyes here. So he's going to be on the moon right there, standing in the, or sitting in the tree. So I'm going to have him this way. So I'm going to get some glue on him by his eyes here. Excuse me. And I'm just going to pop that on. Hopefully I got his eyes covered. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a little glue, but it's going to dry up anyway. So you probably can barely see it. You can barely see it on camera, but I like that I put orange there. So that's ready to go. So we're going to take the moon. Let me get the moon here. Oh, I hear something. No, it's not a ghost. I hear something running in my room here, and I just can't figure out what that noise is. Maybe it is a ghost. I don't hear any howling. If you see me jump and run and leave you guys hanging, then you know I got scared. All right, let's put some pop dots behind here. Oh gosh. Don't we all like to be a little scared once in a while? Just a little bit? Suspenseful, things like that, right? I do. All right, so let's get this moon on. I'm gonna pull all these little things off here that I'll find all over my floor, but that's okay. All right, so I have the moon now, and you see there's some trees on there, so I'm gonna try to, get it in the same vicinity of the trees, just slightly off center, but still lined up like that. Okay. All right, that's on there. Now I'm going to glue him onto the moon. So we'll get the glue him on. So that's an easy enough thing. Let me just hold on to this little guy here. Yeah, I had bought these from Amy. I mean, I'll probably get more. So Amy, can you get them going in the shop? I didn't even look to see if they're in the shop, but you might want to make sure they're in your shop, because I know I need more, and then whoever decides they want to play with them. So you think you need to cut some, okay? Please. All right, I'm going to put him like right about here. I'm going to have him just off a little bit, right there. So he gets glued to the moon like that. That's good. Okay. All right, so that's that. I want her to be popped off here. Now it's hard to see her, but you know, you'll see her. And then we're going to put the word that's going to make her pop even more. So let's just get some dimensionals on her. Okay, and then now there's some smaller areas. So I go back to this here, and I'm going to cut some thinner pieces and fill in. Oops, and the paper comes off usually when you do that, but I will cut some smaller pieces here, like to get her hat up there, and then I don't know, do you hear that? Maybe it's just me, but there's something, I hear something, and I don't know what it is. Okay, there's that. A little bit on her arm, I think, is good here. I'll just put that there. And then I need one to go here. And I'm not worried about that skinny piece. So let's just get this witch put on, like she's hanging out in the moonlight there. Okay, so I'm going to put her kind of like right here. I want her hat to kind of touch the moon, but I'm going to stick her right here like that. And then the word we're going to put, as soon as I can grab it here, let me ink that up. Okay, and that's going to be pop dotted up, and I want to put that like here, like right across here. I think that looks pretty cool. So let me get a couple of those. I have a pile of the paper backs here. I might even glue this to her. Yeah. Okay, so I put 2 on the back, and I'm going to put some glue here because that will actually glue to her. Okay. Okay, let's get that on. Right about here. And you can even, you know, kind of give it some dimension there by pushing on it. I love that. I'm so happy with that. I think that looks really good so far, right? Let's open it up. I think we're going to do a little more, but you see how, can you see the dimension and how interesting that is? I'm loving this. So now we're doing the house, and that's going to be her haunted house. And so what I did was I cut it out. I cut the house. It's like a little house seat, like a doubly little cottage part here. I cut that out. I cut the 2 bats and the moon right here. And then I have a couple of stars that came with Amy's die cuts. I'm just going to use them for stars. You don't have to, but oh, I didn't cut the little bat. I just cut the bigger one and that. So that's what I have here. So I'm going to put those there so I don't lose them. Let me, these are so tiny, these pieces. So I cut the house. We're going to pop that up. So let's just get that inked up. Okay, just a little bit. And we can just ink up the bat. Now, when you cut tiny things like this, it's okay to leave a little border of the other color around it. Just makes it easier to cut, right? Otherwise, you go crazy trying to cut pieces like this. I'm just going to lightly go on the edge of the moon here. It'll make it pop more if I give it a little color. All right, so that's that. Okay. So the next thing is I want to pop the house up. So let's get that on there. Okay. I can even use this piece here, I think, right there. And then I need a little piece to go on that little spire here. Let me get a piece of that. Cut a thin one here. And that should work. Like that. So then let's get the house on. Yeah, this is a fun little project. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm going to keep this up now in my room. So we're just going to put that on there and ever so slight, give it a little bit of dimension there, see? And it looks cute already like that. The moon and the bat. Let's try to use these littles here for the moon. And I think I'm just going to do one. It's even kind of big, but that's okay. Oh, you can kind of see it. See, that's what you don't want, is to see it underneath there. I probably could have cut that in half, but let me see if I can just kind of bend it. Okay, there's that. Now the, here's the bat. Okay. The bat I'm going to pop up ever so slightly. So let me put that there so I don't lose it. And I am just going to cut myself 2 little squares here. Oh, where did that go? Right there. I know it's little tiny pieces here, but it's going to be worth it. So one on each wing, like that. Oh. And on the other wing. Okay. All right. Okay, now we can get the bat on. Get him on, a little off-centered there. And then the stars, I would just, let's see if I'm going to even like them. Just thought it would be fun to put them on there since they came out of the kit. Let's see if we could put one here. Maybe, oh, it's stuck to my finger. Maybe that one and that one there. Or maybe both of them here. Yeah, something like that. Now those I'm going to just glue on because that would be too much torture to try to cut. Oh, my glue's already drying. Come on, glue. All right, let's try that again. Oh, there we go. Dot of glue there. Just enough to put the star, and then right there. Okay, and I'm just sticking it to my finger and it's going to fall right there. Okay, great, wonderful. I think that's so cute, but we need a word. We need to say it's a haunted house. So let's get back to this sheet and look for the haunted word. Right there, I see it. I'm going to go in there and get that word. That's what it needs, haunted. Okay. There we go. I have the word haunted. Give it a little ink. This is probably the longest video I've ever made. I kind of was hoping we'd finish one side, but as we can see, that's not happening. That word's going there with a couple of dimensionals, and I think that'll be good. And then we're going to just have to continue in the next video, okay? So haunted, and I'm going to put that right down here. Haunted. Because we need to know it's a haunted house. Okay, friends, we started with this beautiful little witch here. And then the next page we did was her cauldron. She's outside making her magic potions. Then moonlight comes and she's flying by the moon and the hooting of the owl. And then her house right here. All right, friends, I'm going to let you go. We'll continue on in the next video. Thanks for hanging with me. Watch something spooky. Take care now. Bye.